So, I don't know how else to say this, but out of all the videos I've ever made, this is the one I really hope reaches you. Especially since the new year just started, and this is probably when you will need this information the most. I was watching Ruri, because I think she's very genuine and down to earth. And her last video just hit such a sad truth, how basically, the reason your life is miserable is because all of your natural healthy mental defenses are being systematically destroyed. And the sad part is, it's not an accident. It's not natural. And worst of all, you don't even realize how and why it's happening. Now, I want to expand off of what she said, but I'll leave a link to her original video down in the pinned comment, because she does a great job of explaining the science and the research behind it. But what I want to go deeper into is what's really going on, who's doing it, and explain why simply hoping things get better isn't a real option. If you make it to the end, I'll also tell you exactly what you can do to immediately start making course corrections to your life. And no, I'm not going to do any self-plugs, no sponsors, no paid products, just free, practical solutions that hopefully will help you turn your life around. I don't say this often, but if there was ever a time that you watched a video all the way to the end, please let it be this one. Alright, so it's not an accident that the average person is more anxious, more sensitive, more selfish, more erratic, more impulsive, scared, lost, unhealthy, broke, and miserable than they've ever been before in human history. But for any of this to make sense, you have to understand the strategic mentality of the people who are causing all of this and why. So here's what's actually going on. The smartest people on the planet are being paid millions of dollars a year to make you angry and depressed. And they are using your attention and your money to do it. This is not an exaggeration. There is literally a little shit sitting in a chair right now being paid to figure out how to emotionally destabilize you and turn you into a desperate, impulsive, delusional consumer. And it is working because you're human and humans have exploitable weaknesses. One, keeping you as an emotionally unstable, depressed, and confused forever child turns you into the perfect, impulsive consumer. This means you'll buy shit you don't need, and you'll eat shit that makes you miserable. Two, when you're physically unhealthy because you have no self-control, and you are too depressed to have any confidence of improving yourself, you'll inevitably go into debt for the rest of your life paying the healthcare system. This allows medical bills to get you hooked on weekly or monthly medications that cost more than an Adobe Photoshop subscription until you are either drowning in debt or die alone on a hospital bed, leaving your family to pay the richest people in the world for the rest of their lives. 3. By destroying your cognitive ability to focus and ignore distractions, they also destroy the foundation of your ability to connect the dots and think critically and work through problems to build and grow financial stability. Companies know that when you are in an emotional and mentally compromised state of mind, like sad, scared, anxious, or depressed, this effectively reduces your IQ by about 10 to 15 points. Simply put, handicapping the average person's ability to pay attention and focus on building themselves up, while also trapping you in an emotional echo chamber, maximizes the chance that you will make mistakes, make bad impulsive decisions, become delusional, and keep doom scrolling. I don't think you understand how ridiculous this cycle is until you start to think about it for 5 seconds. This is basically every company's fever dream, where they trap a customer inside of their store, and the customer doesn't even know why they are there or what they even want to buy. The customer is literally just walking around, waiting for the store to restock every 3 seconds until the store manages to find something interesting that they want to buy. That is the physical equivalent of doom scrolling in real life. And it works because passively wandering around waiting for entertainment to show up is easier than living their lives outside of the store. Do you see how the average human has absolutely no hope of resisting this kind of bait? So as you can see, mathematically, logically, theoretically, physically, financially, and economically, there are zero incentives for the people who are trying to sell you stuff to keep you happy and healthy. Because confident, intelligent, happy, capable, and well-informed people are difficult to control. Cheap trash is easy to make, but it's hard to sell trash to people who can identify trash. It's hard to get people who have a healthy sense of self-control, focus, and delayed gratification to spend money impulsively on shit they know they don't need. And it's sad to say, but these companies are winning. When's the last time you watched an ad or a commercial or hell even listened to a song that said, spending your money is not saving money. Stop wasting your time going to parties and getting drunk. You need to be reasonable tomorrow. Drink water. Like really, no company will ever make that commercial. I used to believe people were smart enough to know that these marketing slogans and strategies were bullshit, but I've seen too many Caleb Hammer videos to realize that a worryingly substantial part of the population actually believe making awful life choices is good for them. And they will die on that hill before they change their spending habits, even at the expense of their kids' future. We look at these people and it's obvious to us that they're insane and have completely lost touch with reality. But from the perspective of the biggest companies in the world, these are the perfect customers. And that is why companies will continue to push marketing and ads to manufacture as many of these psychopaths as they possibly can. Now, once you understand what's going on here, you will notice everything starts to make a little too much sense. And I want to share with you the moment that it clicked for me as to how the awful state of social media got to where it is right now. If you watch Ruri's video, you will realize that attention deficit disorders are basically being manufactured on scales that are actually horrifying. Because remember, if you destroy people's ability to focus, you basically handicap their ability to be responsible and build long-term healthy lives. Which remember is the opposite of chronically addicted, irresponsible customers. But I want to show you exactly how YouTube is doing it specifically, because that's the platform that I'm most familiar with. To understand this, you have to understand YouTube's primary goal is to keep you here on their website. And they do this by doing everything in their power to maximize views here on the platform. And part of the way they do this is by keeping you in the negative emotional echo chamber. And here's how they do it. Do you guys remember back in the day when YouTube was fun and we just had ads at the beginning of the video? Like sure, it was still annoying, but it was simple. You clicked on a video, you skipped the ad, and then you just let the content play in the background while you went about your day. For me, it was 3D modeling. For others, it was painting. For some, it was working out. And it felt like a somewhat positive and reasonable relationship with the platform. But now, sometimes, the ad doesn't play at the very beginning of the video anymore. Instead, now and then, it will wait an arbitrary amount of seconds before the first ad pops up. Now, I know this because I used to work out while listening to podcasts. And I'd find a video I want to listen to, click it, pick up my dumbbells, and start lifting. But I got frustrated because randomly after clicking the video and letting it play, the delayed ad would pop up and I'd have to put my dumbbells down just to hit the skip button, pick them back up again, and then continue my workout. And it just got so f***ing annoying that I just stopped working out with YouTube on the background in general. The other change that they made was there are now secondary ads that are specifically timed at the best parts of the video. So every time you start to get engaged and the video is about to unload the big juicy part of the best content, you get hit with an ad, ripped out of the moment, and forced to find your mouse and hit the goddamn skip button. And then you can finally get to the part you were looking forward to. And this has actually gotten so fucking bad that when I was watching videos of my favorite games for tournaments and grand finals, the ad is now purposefully placed right before the most exciting, incredible parts of the match, which completely ruins the moment, it takes you out of the match, and it pisses you off. Now, I used to believe, holy shit, this is annoying. I cannot wait for the algorithm to change and go back to being enjoyable. Surely I can't be the only one complaining about this. But I started to realize this is actually exactly what YouTube wants. Because you're not engaging with YouTube when you have it playing in the background while you work out. But by placing the ads arbitrarily at the beginning, it literally forces you to come back to the site and look for the skip button, which obviously increases the amount of time that you're actively on the site. And remember, the more time you spend on the site, the more likely you are to glance at the side and click on one of the next recommended videos, and the cycle continues. But that second part, where the best part of the video is gated behind an ad, this is a perfect technique to emotionally destabilize you. Because it turns what was supposed to be a positive, enjoyable experience into a negative one that leaves you feeling pissed off, annoyed, and puts you in that awful, unsatisfied mentality that makes you just want to keep scrolling until you find a clip that does satisfy you. This change literally turns your positive emotions against you. And it works. The same way nobody wants to leave a game on a loss, or nobody wants to leave the casino on a loss, nobody wants to leave on a bad video. But worst of all, it trains your mind to keep jumping to the next topic every 30 seconds while you are depressed. This system is perfectly designed to destroy your attention span and put you in the worst possible mental state to work your way out of it. Now, let's talk about the negative emotional echo chamber and why social media and really all companies really want to keep you trapped inside of it. Part of social media's optimization is showing you content that you are most likely to watch and engage with. But the other piece of it now that makes it even more deadly is the new system is designed to reaffirm what you want or already believe. So it feels very comforting, which means you will statistically never leave it voluntarily. And because you're also emotionally destabilized, the negative echo chamber also distorts your sense of reality, making you believe that what you and everyone else in the comments are watching every day is in fact how the world really is, which distorts your sense of what is normal and destroys your ability to navigate the world objectively because you don't even understand how things really work anymore. You will fall for every trap, every scam, every bullshit ad. The way the world is set up right now rewards people who are able to maintain superhuman levels of mental, physical, and financial self-control. And for the average people who can't, they become food for those who can. You know it's bad when the top leaders of each platform don't even let their own kids have full access to these sites until they're old enough to understand how to moderate and control themselves to a degree. Meanwhile, we have average parents out here who are giving their 8-year-old child a smartphone as a way to shut them up when they're being annoying, which basically dooms the kid because they're literally raised on TikTok. So that's what's happening right now. And that's why you feel awful, because that's part of the plan to turn you into a perfect, desperate consumer. So now that you know what's going on, let's talk about how you can fight it. Ironically, the same way these attacks themselves are actually quite simple and straightforward, the counterattacks are also quite simple. One, you gotta protect your focus and protect your emotions. Go through your history right now and remove any videos that triggered your emotions and just delete them. This will help YouTube know not to recommend that type of content to you in the future, but you will have to replace it with something positive. So if there's anything positive that you've been interested in learning or doing, like leaving Adobe or learning a new software or learning a new skill, make the algorithm filled with the kind of content that inspires you to learn and grow. Now, I don't want to get shadow banned, but if you feel like the ads are driving you insane, there is a certain courageous browser out there that has really saved my sanity, and I would recommend you look into it. Someone probably will say it in the comments. But the second thing that you really should start doing is to protect your physical health so you don't get sucked into the medical prescription black hole, which is the insurance industry. Try and walk for 20 minutes every day. Drink water all the time. And really try your best to reduce sugar and salt-filled foods. The National Heart Association recommends no more than 20 to 30 grams of sugar a day. And the more you avoid things that cause diabetes and heart problems, the less health bills you're probably going to have and the better quality of life you're going to have. My honest answer here would be to replace the time you spend doom scrolling with time spent building yourself physically. So exercising, going to the gym, building muscle. If you can do that, that would be my real advice. But if you can't do that for whatever reason, seriously, just replace the time you spend doom scrolling with walking, and I promise it will change your life. Third, please, for the love of God, start to actually give a damn about the money you are wasting on not cooking your own food. Stop wasting your money on non-essentials and start saving whenever possible. I think one of the best things that's ever helped my finances was watching Caleb's show and learning about high-yield interest banks. These are banks that give you money for having money. Yes, you heard me correctly. You get paid for literally just saving the money in the bank. Now, I promised that I would not plug any sponsors in, so I'm not going to recommend any particular banks, but I have personally found a bank that returns 4% of all the money that I save every year. And after basically 1 or 2 years, the bank is paying me $40 to $70 a month just to keep my money inside. And it's amazing, and it's kind of addictive. It's like the opposite of paying Adobe $70 a month for Photoshop. It's like Adobe's paying you $70 a month just to keep it on your computer. And this is guaranteed. It's not like a stock that goes up and down. You don't randomly lose $100 in a week, and you don't have to track the news and know when to buy and when to sell. You just save money and get paid for saving it. I am telling you, high yield interest banks, save your money, start building yourself financially, and your future will start to look a lot brighter, a lot faster. Now, there's a few simple extra things that I think are worth sharing that I would recommend you try. First thing is, hanging around productive people has shown to increase your productivity by 15%. However, hanging around negative and unproductive people has shown that it will reduce your productivity by 30%. Which means hanging around negative, destructive, and lazy people will literally hurt your chances of fixing your life by 2x. So you should spend more time around people who share your goals and are consistently working towards them every day. If you don't have any physical friends, you're always welcome to join my Discord of game developers and artists. We have a culture of screenshotting whatever we've accomplished that day and posting it in the daily progress chat. If you finish something cool, we have a works showcase chat. And if you want to work in real time, we are always hustling together in the VC. In fact, if you check now, you can see that we have been working continuously in the VC for over 2,500 hours-ish. And we have no plans of stopping anytime soon. And again, it's a free community and we would love to have you. Another good place to start is by actively practicing to maintain your focus over long periods of time without checking your phone. Listen to a song that you absolutely know you love and force yourself to listen to the whole thing without skipping parts of it. When you are watching a movie, practice not checking your phone through the entire movie. When you are hanging out with your friends, keep your phone in your pocket. Be present in the moment. If you must check your phone to respond to a message or something, do not let yourself get distracted by Twitter and YouTube notifications and then sucked into the doom scrolling black hole. Open the phone, message your friend, close the phone. Do not check Twitter after messaging your friend. Just put the phone face down and keep it there so you don't see the notifications pop up while you work. And lastly, try to be a positive person that makes people want to be around you and work together. And if at all possible, spend as little time as you can on social media. Remember, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the medias, they're just casinos masquerading as entertainment. The more time you spend there, the more chances you have to destroy your life. If you do go to the casino, take your small win and leave. Watch your cute puppy video and then go back to reality. Because the same way the casino boss gives zero shits about the lives they ruin, YouTube and TikTok give zero shits about the lives that they ruin. They only care that you keep playing. And you have to understand that saying, "I hope things get better" on social media is truly as stupid sounding as someone saying, "I hope things get better" while inside a casino. It's not going to get better. Because better for you is worse for the casino. The only real option you have is to just make things better. So good luck out there. I hope that helps. And as always, hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you around.